report. Of course, this particular time, we will be now getting into matters sustainability, matters environment, and I'm talking about the green fix. And right about now, it's time for the big why. Of what it takes to promote food sustainability. Once again, tonight's big why. Do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? We would absolutely love to hear from you. You can find us on social media. Remember, our number for WhatsApp is 0793 267 279. You can alternatively call us live on 0795 864. You can also find us at TV47 Kenya, and that is on X. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. Just let us know what your thoughts are on this. The big why tonight. Do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? We would absolutely love to hear from you. And moving on, let's take a look at what exactly is happening tonight on Climate News. Right, and the top story on Climate News, members of civil society group Mount Kenya Network Forum have lauded the High Court's decision to bar 4 nominees from taking office as members of the National Climate Change Council. The forum, which was the lead petitioner together with the Indigenous People National Steering Committee on Climate Change, that's IPNSCCC, maintained that civil society organizations working on climate issues were excluded. The nominees had been appointed by President Ruto as part of his administration's efforts to combat the effects of climate change established under the Climate Change Act of 2016. The council is tasked with managing climate change funds, regulating greenhouse gas emissions, and integrating climate change into national policies, including education.
People power.
Our environment.
Our lives.
Our environment.
Our lives.
Tunashukuru na tuko hapa leo kusherehekea na kusema asanti kwa koti ya Kenya kutupa nafasi ya uongozi mzuri na mwema na ile tunaitisha na tunahitaji katika Climate Change Council. Katika council ambaye inakaa kuongea maneno ya kuhusu mazingira na yale yanatu affect katika mazingira.
Naomba kuendelea mbele, wafanye public participation, watuhusishe sote katika the selection of the council, na pia tuhusishwe from the beginning to the end of the process. Ndio pia sisi tukue na maoni yetu ambayo na watu ambao tungependa wakue katika ile council.
Serikali pia ifikirie manani kuwa sisi kama wenye wako hapa chini ama what we call the crowd.
In other news, the youth in Kinangop constituency, Nyandarua County, have undertaken an ambitious plan to grow 30,000 tree seedlings in what will also act as an employment opportunity for them. According to the section of the youth from Dedan Kimathi Foundation, the exercise is a step to realize the government's plan to grow 15 billion tree seedlings by 2032. They have further urged other young people to take up efforts to combat climate change.
Forest Service na pia Kinangop Technical and Vocational College na community members wa Holyoke tunaweza kupanda miti 30,000. Ni miti ambayo ni exotic trees ambazo baadaye zitakuja zikuwe harvested. Na kwa community ambayo inaishi hapa tuna encourage pia wakiwa kule nyumbani wapande miti yao pia, ili wakipanda kule nyumbani pia wanapunguza expectation ya the forest, kwa sababu mtu akiwa na miti yake nyumbani anahitaji mbao za kutumia nyumbani, atakata miti pale nyumbani. Kwa hivyo nahimiza Wakenya tusipande miti kwenye forest peke yake, pia nyumbani tupande miti. Tunapanda indigenous trees, tupande exotic fruit trees, ornamental zile za kurembesha. Na katika hali hiyo tutakuwa tunapata labda kipato kutoka kwa ile miti ambayo tumepanda nyumbani, na pia tutaweza kupunguza athari za tabia nchi.
Mwito wangu kwa wanayuthi ni kwamba wakisikia ghafla kama hii waweze kujitokeza ili waweze kujumuika tukipanda miti na kufanya mazingira yetu yakawa safi na ya kupendeza kwa wanyama na kwa sisi wenyewe. Na tukipanda miti hivi, tunajua hata tourist wataongezeka katika kaunti yetu ya Nyandarua.
Ningeomba wakulima wazingatie hii mpango ya upanzi wa miti, kwa sababu serikali yetu inasema kifikia mwaka wa 2032 tumefikisha ile 15 billions, na tutaanzia na hii mpango ya Paris kupanda miti. Alafu ningeomba wakulima wakitokea hapa kwa misitu, wakienda nyumbani, mtu make sure amepanda ile 10% kwa shamba yake.
Now, the role of youth has been underscored as an important factor in the promotion of food production in Africa. This, even as African governments, philanthropists, and private sector actors have been urged to tap into the potential that is of the young people. Stanley Nyarangita has all the details.
Data by United Nations shows that Africa's youth population, which is the largest population globally, is projected to double to over 830 million by 2050. The numbers showing how significant their role in promoting food systems is. This according to agriculture stakeholders, government officials and donors who spoke during a forum organized by the Agriculture Development Agency, AGRA.
AGRA doesn't just say that it supports the youth in agriculture, it puts their money on it. It ensures that the support is extended far and wide. As a recipient of the Female Agripreneur Award, I believe that with the support that AGRA has offered to women agripreneurs, as well as other youth, it will help advance the vision for the continent, not just today, but for generations to come.
So basically what we are doing as a state department is to create a platform where we can have a coordinated center for all the youth-centric programs, be they in the state department for youth, but also in other state departments across, including agriculture, where AGRA and youth in agribusiness sit.
AGRA President Alice Ruhwaza further stressed the importance of equipping young people with the necessary skills and opportunities in agriculture and ensuring women farmers have equal access to resources and markets.
In the next 10 years, there will be a billion youth entering the workforce in Kenya and in many other countries in Africa. And so it is important that the agriculture sector creates opportunities for these youth to really contribute to Africa's main engine of economic growth, which is agriculture. And I think, as I said, the seeds we plant today are the ones that are going to feed us tomorrow, and that is our youth.
All right, of course, and with that, I'd like to remind you on tonight's Big Why. Remember, the question that we are asking on the Big Why on the Green Fix tonight is, do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? Once again, do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? So we've got some views that have come in from Taita Taveta. I'd like you to watch that.
I think my answer will be no, simply because there's room for improvement. As you might know, empowerment is a continuous process. So as it is, youth are not empowered enough, and there needs to be some deliberate measures, interventions to ensure that we empower them economically, empower them in terms of skills, to equip them with the relevant technologies that are now present to be able to make them productive, especially in matters of food security. So my answer will be no, but yeah, simply because there's room for improvement.
In most cases, we talk about youth empowerment in terms of food sustainability, but where is the land that should be used to farm, get the produce and all that? In project implementation, you find that you are in the forefront of advocating for youth to be in the farming sector, in the agriculture sector, but they do not have land to do and maybe conduct those kind of activities that you are advocating for. It is a challenge. And number two, the youth in our current generation do not have patience in terms of they want to do something and get money at that time. So immediate benefits. So it's also a challenge number two that we can also talk about. Thank you.
So my take, and this is my honest opinion, that we should first enter the phase of unlearning what has been the normal discussion that we are empowering the youth, we are empowering women, we are empowering XYZ. In my opinion, you cannot 100% empower someone. What you can do is using the reverse approach, whereby you should provide avenues for self-empowerment. So I have just given an example that if you are to provide a car for me today to do taxi business, you have not empowered me. You have provided an avenue for me to empower myself, because by the end of the day, I have to make sure that the car is fueled, is sustained, it's managed, and I work with it to earn money. So when it comes to the land issue and food sustainability, is the land in Taita Taveta capable of producing? Do the youth have access to land? And if so, is the land in a state that can produce? If not so, what farming approaches are we using? Are we using approaches that are matching the current climatic conditions? What I mean to say is adopting climate smart agriculture by farming smart and not farming for the sake of it. Because when you look at it, money is not going to reward hard work. It is going to reward strategy. And that calls for strategizing and making sure that your farm is in a status that is productive. And the only confirmed approach to harvesting in this current situation is by application of climate smart agriculture. So I believe this is what we should be drumming for and calling for a lot of support even from other stakeholders to make sure that we first safeguard the land. And then now providing other avenues like for value addition is where the youth can tap. Thank you.
I can say the youth are still not yet empowered enough. One, because for food sustainability, there's a lot they need to do in the agriculture sector. One, they need to be fully skilled. Therefore, the skill development, not yet. Therefore, those who wish to be in the aquaculture, in the horticulture, in the dairy farming, the skills are not yet fully developed. Two, there is the issue of funding. The youth have not yet been fully funded, whether through startups or business development, in order to do what it pertains for food sustainability. Therefore, funding is not yet enough. Therefore, the governments need to put a lot of funding for the youth to be fully involved in agriculture, in livestock, in aquaculture, and all sectors in order to ensure we have food sustainability. Three, the youth still have groups. They are registered in the different groups, but these groups are not yet fully empowered. Therefore, that means we are not yet there.
All right, of course, and those were some of the views of course, people in Taita Taveta with regards to what they felt about the Big Why tonight. The question that we were asking is, do you think the youth have what it takes to preserve food sustainability and, of course, take it to the next level? That is the question on tonight's Big Why. Do you think young people have really what it takes to promote food sustainability and just take it to the next level? So those are a few opinions and views that have come in from Taita Taveta. Moving on, in a bid to preserve South Africa's biodiversity, Kogelberg Biosphere Reserve has undertaken efforts to rehabilitate the blue crane, which is considered the region's national bird. Now, according to Michelle Watson, a rehabilitator from the Wildlife Rescue and Training Center, rehabilitators are trying to compensate for the loss of biodiversity caused by urban development. According to date by the Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute, 99% of the world's 12,000 to 23,000 blue cranes live in South Africa.
Which means that we treat all wild indigenous animals that are either injured, compromised, and sometimes orphaned. Those animals come to us for recovery and then they will ultimately be released back out into the wild to continue to add to the biodiversity of the Kogelberg biosphere or whichever area they've come from. So they receive treatment here. Sometimes they are raised here if they're orphans. They get medical attention. They get flight training, exercise training before they're released. This is a very important centre because of the location. We are located inside the Kogelberg biosphere, which is a UNESCO recognised area. But we're also very close to the natural habitat of the blue cranes. So we are ideally situated to help with wildlife that is affected, like blue cranes that are affected by poisoning sometimes, fences, wind turbines, and we're also in a position to be able to add animals back out into the biosphere. Now, there aren't many wildlife rehabilitation centres in South Africa, and we are the only one that is also combining training. So we also train the new generation of rehabilitators who are coming into the field, who have an interest, as there is no other facility, no college that teaches wildlife rehabilitation. This makes us unique in that area.
We give advice to the people. It's people from the public that picks up a wild animal that is injured and they bring it to the centre. We then look at them and see what type of injuries they have. If we need to, we take them to our local vet that we work with.
Great news there coming from South Africa when it comes to how to preserve biodiversity and, of course, rehabilitation of the crane, which is the national bird for South Africa. Right now, moving on, the question tonight for the Big Why, we had asked you a very simple one. This is the question. Do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? Once again, do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? We've also got some opinions and views that have come in from Kisii, so let's take a look at those.
My name is Atos Mogoi, the County Coordinator Youth Fund here in Kisii. The government has done a lot in supporting the young people towards ensuring we have food security. More so for us in the Youth Enterprise Fund, we have a lot of opportunities for the young people to be able to venture into food production. And some of the interventions we've done is that we have affordable credits where young people can come together, form groups, or when they are 5, have a group. So in a community, we have groups of 5 people, each benefiting under 1,000. That can be really a game changer for them to be able to venture into food production and hence food security. Another strategy that we have introduced is empowering those young people in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture to be able to support them in terms of information on how to do farming, and as well as venture into apiculture, because honey is a food product and promotes bees promote pollination. So we have supported a number of young people or groups in Kisii who have ventured into apiculture or honey production, and in the process that is enabling food security within Kisii County. Yes.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Ronald Gisore, mwenyekiti wa shirika linalojulikana kama Zinduka Mashinani katika kaunti ya Nyamira. Na kwa swala la jinsi gani ambavyo vijana wamepewa nguvu ili uweza kusalisha chakula katika jamii, nikasema kwamba vijana ndio ni wenye nguvu na pia ndio wenye uwezo wa kusalisha zaidi, lakini kuna shida kwamba bado hatujawapatia uwezo wa kutosha kutokana na vile ukuzaji ulivyo kwa sasa. vyakula, kwa sababu kila wakati teknolojia inaendelea kubadilika, na kilimo chetu tunakifanya kienyeji na bado hatuja embrace ama kuleta kuchukua ile elimu ya kisasa ya kutuwezesha kuzalisha. Pia vijana hawana vifaa vya kutosha ambavyo wanaweza kutumia katika uzalishaji, na pia mikopo ya kuwasaidia ili waweze kununua vifaa na kuendeleza kilimo bado hawajapata, kwa sababu ya labda sheria ambazo ziko, na pia katika tatizo kwamba wengi hawamiliki mashamba ambayo wanahitaji kutumia katika kufanya kilimo. Kwa hivyo kwetu sisi tunasema kwamba ingawa tuko na vijana wengi katika jamii, bado hawajatumika vizuri katika uzalishaji wa vyakula. Asante.
Of course, some views right there from Kithiram, but the conversation still continues online. You can find us at TV47KE on Facebook as well as on Instagram. On X, you can find us at TV47 News, and on my social media handles at Shiksha Arora, SHIKSHAARORA. Do let us know what your thoughts are. The big why is: do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? And once again, the big why tonight has been: do you think young people have what it takes to promote food sustainability? We will absolutely love to engage with you further, and of course, we'll catch you next week, same time, same place, with another question, and we can have this conversation and continue talking about things that matter, which include the climate, which include our environment, of course, recycling, and so much more right here on Green Fix. That's it from me. I'll catch you next week. As I said, stay safe. Good night. Don't forget, tomorrow is a brand new day, and I'll be here on Tribe 47. So until then, sleep tight. Shiksha Arora signing out. Oh, and not forgetting our sign language interpreter. Her name is Catherine Simaloy. Bye-bye.